Hello gamers, my name is Seated Gamer and welcome back to another booster opening video. Today we have day number 4 of the Amonkhet bundle. Let's get cracking. I see something that we seem to have seen before. It's the Anointer Priest. As soon as it focuses. This is the front card in a pack before, but Anointer Priest, 1 and a white for a 1/3 human cleric. Whenever a creature token enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. You can embalm it for 3 and a white, which does trigger its enter the battlefield clause, which is quite handy. Alright in the white-black zombie deck, alright in the white-blue embalm deck. Probably wouldn't play it in any other decks. Moving on. Hieroglyphic illumination. Have I opened this pack before? What's going on here? 3 and a blue, instant, draw 2 cards, cycling for a single blue. You can pay 4 for 2 cards or 1 for 1 card. It's fine. The cycling can be good if you get some of the Cycles Matters cards. I've said these things before. Moving on. Cartouche of Zeal. Finally a break. A single red mana for an enchantment or a cartouche. Enchant creature you control. When Cartouche of Zeal enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and haste. I think it's the weakest of the cartouches. I think it is. I'm not sure. It's probably the weakest of the cartouches. Moving on. Cartouche of Solidarity, from the weakest to one of the strongest. Single white mana for an enchantment or a cartouche. Enchant creature you control. When it enters, make a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike. Yep, this is very strong. Very, very strong. If you're playing the white-red deck, you definitely want the Cartouche of Solidarity more than the Cartouche of Zeal, because giving your high power low toughness creatures first strike is rather nice. Yeah, I like it. Moving on. Giant Spider, 3 and a green, 2/4 spider, reach. Yep, that's sure is a spider. Moving on. Dune beetle, 1 and a black for a 1/4 insect. It sure does hold -1/-1 count as well. That's probably why you have it in your deck. I mean, a 4 toughness creature on the ground stops a lot of things, but still. Probably for the -1/-1 counters. Moving on. Ornery Kudu, 2 and a green. Speaking of -1/-1 counters, when it enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control. Yes, the old turn 2 Dune Beetle, turn 3 Ornery Kudu, turn 4 Crocodile of the Crossing play. It sure does work. Moving on. Cursed Minotaur, 2 and a black for a 3/2 zombie Minotaur with menace. Goes well in a white-black zombie deck. Goes well in a black-red aggro sort of thing, if you can get that happening. Yeah, I like it. This guy holds a cartouche of ambition rather nicely. Moving on. Luxor River Shrine, 3 mana for an artifact, pay 1 and tap to gain a life, put a brick counter on it. Or you can tap to gain 2 life, but only if there are 3 or more brick counters on the Luxor River Shrine. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's, There's better ways to use your mana most of the time. I don't know. It can get you like free life every turn, which is alright, but I'm not sure it's worth the mana investment. Moving on. Horror of the Broken Lands, 4 and a black for a 4/4 horror. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, Horror of the Broken Lands gets +2/+1 until end of turn. It also has cycling for a single black. I feel like most of the time I would want to be cycling this card instead of casting him, but having a 6/5, or having a 4/4 for 5 mana isn't terrible. Having a 6/5 for 5 and whatever you're cycling for, that's not bad. Yeah, don't mind it. Moving on. Gates of the Afterlife, we're on to the uncommons. 3 mana for an artifact. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. Then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. You can pay 2, tap and sacrifice Gate to the Afterlife. Search your graveyard, hand and or library for a card named Godfairy's Gift and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Activate this ability only if there are 6 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Yeah. So we don't know what Godfairy's Gift is yet, so this card may be better. Well, it will be better once that card physically exists, but yeah. The non-token creature dying and gaining a life, with the looting attached, I think might be worth having this in a deck that counts on your creatures dying. If you're only getting like incidental value from this, I don't know if it's worth. But if you got something like your black-green decks where you want everything dying all the time, this is definitely a good card to have in there. Moving on though. Spring to Mind. Spring being a 2 and a green sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. It's ramp, it does what green do. And then Mind, 4 blue for an instant with Aftermath, so you can only cast this spell from your graveyard, then exile it, draw 2 cards. I don't mind this card. This is a rather fun one. If you got a green-blue deck, you definitely want this card, because yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Moving on though, we have the last uncommon, Trial of Solidarity. 2 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. When a cartouche enters the battlefield under your control, return Trial of Solidarity to its owner's hand. This can be very strong if you're in the white weenie, so like your white-red aggro, your white-green aggro. This is just bonkers. And if you can then like Cartouche of Solidarity, make another creature, then be able to cast this again the turn after. Oh boy, this works fantastically with exert creatures. I'll just leave it like that, and well, you can probably see the implications there. Moving on to the rare or mythic, what do we get? Gideons Intervention. 2 white for an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Your opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control by sources with the chosen name. Not bad. It's probably not a draft card, but I feel like it works very nicely against gods, as you can probably tell by the art there. The good thing is this does work on things that have already been cast. So, yeah. It stops them from casting more of them. It's alright. I don't think you'd use this in draft much, but it's definitely alright as a constructed card. If you're going into a match saying, okay, I know what deck he's playing, I'm scared of this card, I cast Gideons Intervention naming this, it's fine, it works. Yeah. Alright. Let's just check out our... Ooh, we got a full art plains, and we got a 2/2 zombie. So, yeah, Gideon's Intervention and a plains. Not terrible. Could have been better, but it was alright. But that's going to be it for today's booster. I guess I'll see you people tomorrow for booster number 5. No, that's not a song. That's Mambo number 5. I'm sorry, you were incorrect. But yeah, see you then for that. Alright. Yeah, see you then.